Hey, welcome back to Taptico Talks, or what's the other name? What is this?
Taptico Talks, Dave Learns AI.
Is it colon or semicolon?
Definitely, or semicolon.
Yeah, I gotta.
No, colon. You don't ever want a semicolon, whatever.
I gotta get my
Taptico Talks.
I gotta get my colon looked at. It's about that time.
I turned 40 this year. I'm ready for that too.
Yeah. Anyway, Taptico Talks. That's what we're doing here. We're talking. Well, we kind of break this up between Tribble, who is kind of our content guy with Taptico Solutions.
Yep.
Taptico being a CMO, CAIO company that we try to help small businesses get to the next level, and you are the content guy. So we break it up into two different, angles. We talk content with you, and then we talk AI implementation with the founder, Nick Tapp. And today I am lucky enough to be sitting here next to you, and I love the color on you, Tribble.
Thank you. Yeah, my mom said this is her favorite color for me to wear, so I always think of mom whenever I put it on for the eyes, I guess.
Yeah, the eyes for sure. Yeah, I have green eyes, so green typically makes them pop.
Yeah, your green's popping too.
Well, I don't have a lot of green in this. Anyway, we could actually superimpose a green shirt on me, right? Can we do that with AI? With AI?
Yeah, we can.
So, there is an awful lot of talk happening in the world in regards to fear. There is a lot of fear, and especially for people who are seeing the technology and its advancement and going,
Yes.
oh my gosh, like this is going to replace me. This is going to take away my job. And it seems like, especially in marketing. So with what you're doing now and what you're learning, what would you say in regards to kind of giving advice to somebody who's going, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble?
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge you are 100% correct, because if you're doing a deep dive on AI and you hear words like generative AI thrown around, it's happening fast, and no one really knows where it's really going to take over. But yeah, AI is so powerful that you want to be the person that knows how to utilize that power. And that's why I want to quell some of the fears with it, because yes, it's changing the whole landscape of how business is done. And yes, the improvements can blow your mind with what it can do. But I like to say that you shouldn't fear the AI itself. You should fear not knowing how to utilize the AI. The AI is not coming for your job, but the person who knows how to best use AI, that person's coming for your job. So you got to get on the train.
Yeah, it's really going to take somebody who knows how to use it in order for it to be done right. Now, I do know we're going to get to some point where one person can just schedule something out and say, do this, this, and this. Like, maybe we'll get to that point. But right now, that's not the case.
Right.
You need somebody who has a vision.
Human in the loop.
Yeah, the human in the loop.
That's a term we taught him.
Yes.
That is a true AI term that we have taught Dave.
It is good to have a human in the loop, and it's absolutely necessary at this particular point. But, there are, especially for content, because you focus on content, and I've heard people going, oh, well, yeah, I can have an AI-generated model. I can do AI-generated voiceovers, all that stuff. Full scripts. I mean, they say it's limitless, but as somebody who's actually utilizing these tools, is it as good as it's being said it's going to be, or that it is currently?
Yeah, but like I told you, and it's only getting better. It's incredible right now, and it's only getting better. But like we talked about on last week's podcast, I definitely think that you're always going to want to have that human kind of part of the whole experience. You gotta, humans are gonna eventually kind of crave human creativity again. And even though AI is this amazing tool that makes things run more efficiently, and it can blow your mind with what it's able to create, the human that's able to utilize the AI is probably the most valuable part of the whole equation.
Have you just read about this? There is a band that came out on Spotify. I think they're the Velvet Sundown, I think is the name of it. Over 1 million spins in the first week of release. There's 20 songs on their album, and apparently the entire album is AI generated. All the songs are AI. The photos of the band are AI, and like 1 million spins on this already. So I understand the fear, especially for somebody who is a creative.
Yeah, for sure. But where did the AI pull some of the references? And I think I've heard a couple of the songs. There's a country song out there that went viral because it's pulling stuff, pertinent, somewhat relatable things from the current pop culture. Now, where does that pop culture come from?
The human in the loop.
The human in the loop. The
Yeah,
humans
yeah.
in the loop. So
Yeah.
like that's the part where AI can take stuff and it's really good at copying, and it's really good at copying things and making them even more improved or making them more efficient. But the human in the loop, the person that knows how to use AI, like in that scenario right there, you got a producer that probably gave it prompts, and prompts, I think you're going to talk about prompts with Nick later on, but that part pulling in the creativity or the soul or the heart of whatever the human embodies, that's the part where it's why you shouldn't be too worried about AI
Yeah.
taking over.
So for you, step outside of the content creator.
I never step outside the content.
You're always creating content. But let's go on a kind of more general scale of just marketing as a whole. You're a marketing director of a brand,
Yes,
which you are one of 3 marketing directors for this brand.
absolutely. You got to market your own product to show what you can do for others. So.
That's right. So you're marketing your own brand, and you're sitting there going, okay, I know there's tons of things that are involved in marketing. It's not just content. They say content is king, obviously, but there's branding, there's event stuff, there's
Storytelling.
but that's tied into content. But I mean, there's strategic stuff that's not necessarily an Instagram post or a Facebook post. Do you find, or are you finding the same access to tools that will make that part of that job obsolete or easier?
Which part exactly are you referring to? You talking about the different modalities like paid ads, SEO, email, SMS?
All the different silos of marketing, because you are a content guy,
Yep.
and you're talking a lot about content. You're talking about creating content, storytelling. You're talking about Instagram and Facebook posts and YouTube and all the things that people see and hopefully organically gravitate to that helps to build the brand.
Podcasts too.
Yeah, podcasts as well. But do you see also the tools that are out there helping those other silos in a way that makes all the rest of marketing an easier job to execute due to AI?
Absolutely. AI, because it is like the Wild Wild West, there's so much money being thrown at each part. And you'll see ChatGPT right now is probably the most well-known, and it can do a lot of things for a lot of different people wherever they are in business. But the people that code and the people that come up with these things, they know that there's money if they can carve out a niche. And let's say AI for email or SMS, or help me do follow-ups more efficiently, or help me have an AI chatbot. Like I have a buddy right now who is literally, his job is to make sure that for one company that their AI chatbot is the best of the best.
Really?
And so his
job.
His full-time job is literally that segment of, let's call it the grander artificial intelligence revolution. But like that's, yeah. So to answer your question, there through every facet of business, of marketing, really of life, you're finding an AI that is perfect for that niche.
How are you using it on like a personal level?
On a personal level,
Are you
Like-
like using?
like love notes to my
Yeah,
wife.
yeah. I mean, you might not want to admit that in case she watches this.
No,
but-
she needs to feel my soul.
yeah, exactly. Not the soul of it. But are you utilizing it for certain things? The reason why I ask is I was on a road trip with my wife, and we tend to get into really deep conversations when we're driving. And oftentimes we'll ask a question that neither one of us have an answer to, and we'll go, well, let's Google it. Let's find the answer, so that'll help us along in the conversation. And what I found us doing on this last road trip that we did is we skipped Google and we went straight to an LLM, and it was ChatGPT. And we're starting to utilize it more for knowledge-based learning that we used to use Google. I mean, so are you using some of the tools on a personal level?
By the way, I think that OpenAI was a huge miss. Google, Xerox, these things that become verbs. How do
Yeah.
you say, "Oh, you should chat GPT,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like
yeah.
they should have had something that was so much, because it's turning into people's search engines. I go to that much more than I do, and Google is very worried about their search traffic right now because you don't deal with ads right now, and it basically spits out pretty close to what you're looking for. And if it doesn't on the first run, on your one shot, then all you have to do is follow up with another question. So I use it across, really, if it's rewriting an email or making sure there's no typos, or if I need a recipe that I want to cook, or if I want to know fantasy football, who the best receivers are coming up this year. It's just a much more clean interface, most of the LLMs, and it's just a better user experience overall. So yeah, I use it personally, I use it for business, and it's making my life better.
Yeah. Better.
Better.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people are worried about, like, well, the people who are naive to it, for example, I have a 20-year-old stepson
Mm-hmm.
who is very old school. He's got an old soul. He's a musician. He belonged in the 70s. He doesn't really like to use his cell phone unless he has to. If he watches something, it's typically some kind of throwback, flashback, whatever. He's definitely got an old soul. And he's just like, this is the end it's the end of it all, and me, who's seen several progressions of technology and all that, understands that it may change a lot of things, but it's probably not the end of it all. Not yet. I'm not sure where I was going with this.
Here's
but
the deal. Like there's a thought out there that we have more in common with our ancestors from 2,000 years ago than we do with our 50 or ourselves in 50 years.
Yeah.
They think that much is going to change.
Wow.
Now, that's quite a statement, but I think that coming back to the original topic of this, it's like you don't need to fear it. People's natural inclination is to fear what they don't know.
You're right.
And that's where we come in at Taptico, is that like people are too busy. They don't understand it. Like it feels like it's a lot, or they watch some video that said, hey, this is going to take over our lives. Like all those things, we kind of come in and we like lighten the load. We educate you on it. We tell you how we can improve it. We tell you how we're using it to improve our business processes and how we can do the same for our clients.
Is there a brand out there that has up-leveled their branding by totally committing to AI?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Coca-Cola, one of the biggest brands, they did something where they did like a UGC campaign where everybody was able to use ChatGPT 4.0 and DALL-E and create their own branded art.
Oh, cool.
And they did like a little contest like that. Duolingo, the language where you learn languages,
Yep.
they're big on it. Like they've gone all in because I think that they know to really keep somebody on an app, that's the biggest and hardest marketing. How do you keep some eyeballs on an app, and especially if you're learning, which isn't really fun? So they've applied kind of the storytelling and how to challenge people wherever their level is. So they've really, and I've been a long time user of Duolingo. I noticed that I find more success and I learn more without it being too hard or too easy. Like they've really hit that sweet spot, probably based on a ton of algorithms. And then Sephora, I don't wear makeup. I don't know if you do, but you can go on their site. My wife, it's new.
Yeah.
My wife, she goes on there and she can have her face and they can actually show what different makeup will look like in real time.
Yeah.
Or you can upload a photo and it'll suggest products, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, people are starting to dip their toe in, and I think the companies that are using AI, not the most, but probably the most efficiently, that's who you're really seeing.
The key really is to not just do it because it's there. It's to have a strategic idea or a strategic reason to utilize some of the tools, because it can look really fake and phony.
Correct.
And then that's a disconnect with your audience.
But that's where we come in, Dave.
Yeah.
That's where we come in, because we, along with Nick, we've gone in and we've learned how to do these things. And it takes a lot of like legwork to kind of learn what tools to use when and how to make it not look so AI, and like how to not waste a bunch of time using something that's not meant for that specific purpose.
Right on. Well, that was cool and easy. We got through that one, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, another edition of Taptico Talks with Tribble Reese, and I am Dave Clapper, of course. Taptico Solutions is the name of the company that we work for, taptico.co. CMO if you need some marketing help, or you want some information, some knowledge on AI implementation,
Yep.
whether or not that's marketing or if it's just strategically in your company
Operations,
operations.
strategy.
Yeah,
We got you.
we are there for you. We are two of the three of us, and if you need anything from us, DM us or hit us up at taptico.co.